Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Spartan.
And I'm Pudgey.
And we're watching We Stand Alone Together, The Men of Easy Company. Alright, so we weren't sure if we're going to react to this. This only came onto my radar quite late, and I hadn't seen too many requests, but then they started to sort of compound and grow.
Yeah.
And I looked into it, and it seemed worthwhile reacting to.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was good substance there, that you guys were going to enjoy it. Definitely not, I would say, my strong suit. I was also thinking from a reaction point of view, I don't know. I've not reacted to many documentaries, but I find this style of stuff a bit harder to react to than a series. Like,
I think it depends how it's kind of laid out, I guess. Because I could imagine myself like reacting to like one of those murder docu-series and stuff like that. But this is completely different. Like, it is really people speaking about their experience, but...
And you almost don't want to interrupt that sometimes with your thoughts.
Yeah.
But then if we share no thoughts, it's never coming on YouTube.
I just think that, especially because we've seen the journey, I think now it's going to be nice. Like, at the end of last episode, how we're like, oh my God, that's Winters and that's this person.
Yeah.
I think it will be nice for us to kind of just put a bow on...
And close that journey off.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was going to let you finish it, but that bow thing's taking ages. But no, I agree. I think that because we have experienced the journey of these soldiers for 10 episodes, that this documentary might be a little bit more familiar.
Yeah.
So it'll feel like just a nice send-off to Easy Company, and then a nice segue into, the Pacific, which we are starting right after this. So stay tuned. Those who maybe don't want to watch this might be a little bit delay, but it is coming. I think it will be really cool. I don't know exactly how this was made, but obviously throughout the 10 episodes, we started each episode with a little tidbit of a documentary, what looked like to be a documentary, and I'm assuming that they took all those probably longer recordings and made it into a bigger one, or I'm not sure if they extended it later on, but just in those little introductions, I mean, we were getting emotional just hearing some of those entry points and those real life accounts of the actual soldiers that were represented in the series. So if this is going to sort of extend on that, I am looking forward to getting more depth on that.
I feel like it might. And I think it's going to hit 10 times harder as well because, like I said before, we've seen the journey now. We've been through it. And now we're connecting, the actors' faces to the real people. And they've lived such long lives, these people now, a lot of them didn't get to. So even knowing that and seeing their raw emotions, recollecting everything, it's going to be crazy.
Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. If you want up to 4 weeks of early access to our reactions, or you want to watch our uncut reactions, we'll leave a link down below.
And if you guys are watching over on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this. I'm laughing. I had to say different words, so I started laughing.
The disrespect to our fallen soldiers.
No, there's no disrespect.
Sickening.
No disrespect.
Put Pudgey on the hit list.
I was standing on the top of this hill at the aid station, and a random shell came in. It couldn't have gone off more than 5 or 10 feet away from me because all I remember is a tremendous blast.
That is wild, man. Wild.
And when I tried to get up, only thing I could see were the broken ends of my legs.
Holy shit.
I thought my legs were gone. Because that's all, the broken part, both femurs were shattered. And they were laying down here as I was in my back trying to raise my legs up.
Oh my God.
I said my act of contrition because I'm a Catholic. And then the next thing I thought of was my mother.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, well, what's she going to say? Because I was an only child.
Oh man, like even in your moments of like death.
It's different when he's actually recounting his experience. Is that real footage of the real guys? Probably. Damn.
Yeah, we saw. Honestly, it's actually giving me chills.
Especially if it's real footage, man. It's different.
Damn.
Wow.
I already feel emotional. I think just because we've already been through a bit shit.
Yeah, and there's like pride, like we sort of know what his company's been through, and now we're seeing their story, you know, told again.
I actually wasn't expecting to get emotional. I don't know why.
It's a pretty good title. I do love that. We stand alone together.
Born and raised in South Philadelphia, where the times were tough. Mom had 10 children.
You just know who that is.
Yeah, my boy. I actually feel like it's Garnier just aged like the exact same actor.
The USA is in a war with Japan, and everything just went silent.
Yeah, imagine hearing that.
I said, let's go in the Army. He said, hell, I don't want to go in no Army. I said, well, you're going to have to go sooner or later.
Something was wrong with you if you weren't in the service in those days.
Yeah, very different, hey?
I wasn't going to be in the infantry, I knew that. I was going to be in some top kind of a unit, or I wasn't going to be in the Army.
Oh, damn.
Man, that is standards.
And it was the notion that you wanted to do something, you wanted to be with the best.
I mean, hearing the Real Winters talks just hits.
We was proud of our boots. We was proud of our shoulder patch. And we was proud to be paratroopers. And we was proud to be working with the guys we were working with.
That sense of unity is so special.
You know those people better than you will ever know anybody in your life. I mean, you know them right down to the final
50.
thing, you know.
100%, man. After what you've been through, 100%.
The training I got and the men I trained with gave me the confidence to go into battle.
Yeah, training would have to be tough.
They couldn't keep up with them. You understand? They were good men, but they couldn't take that hard training.
Yeah, wow.
Had to climb this mountain called Currahee every morning.
Don't we
The
know
mountain was
it?
called Korea.
Of course, the name Currahee, as I understand it, means we stand alone together. That's an Indian name. It became a symbol of the camp.
Such a perfect like line for what they were going through.
You would still go out on your own and run the mountain at night.
Just to prove that you could.
Which was ridiculous because when you had to run it during the day, all you did was bitch and moan.
That work ethic is something else.
You're asking yourself, what the hell am I doing here?
When it came time to stand up and hook up, we did.
Coming down is great.
It affects everybody different.
Felt like a bird flying in the air.
Broke my foot on the first one.
All the different recollections
Wow, broke
of
his
it.
foot. Very different experiences.
There was a bunch of guys out there that already made their jump, and they was all hollering, you're going to be sorry, you know.
I cannot remember leaving the plane until after the
Oh,
shoot.
Garcia.
My God. But after that, it wasn't as bad.
But it was quite a thrill. It was just like going on a roller coaster. You get off and you want to go right back on again. Yeah.
The fact that they can recall this with such like distinct memory is crazy. But
Yeah.
also, how could you forget
I don't think
it?
it's something that you forget. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I got out in the pursuit of them, I was happy to Lord. You know, coming down is great. I was small too, and I didn't hurt myself when I hit the ground. Some of the big ones hit the ground like a ton of.
Did you pack it right? And you'd go through that, you'd pack it one day and jump the next day. You had all night to think about it.
Oh yeah, you'd go crazy.
All kinds of ideas of what you might have done wrong, but it worked out fine.
For these guys anyway,
Yeah.
before there was Summit, didn't it?
Then you were a qualified paratrooper. Got your wings pinned on and became one of the elite members of the parachute.
A lot of training, but it's not at the same time. How nervous would you be all that training?
As you pull out of harbor and you pass the Statue of Liberty, will I ever be coming back? I don't know.
Yeah, what a crazy thought, man. Damn.
You know you're in the parachute troops. You're going to be jumping behind the enemy lines. What do you expect? You have no idea.
Yeah, you don't expect to come back, really.
That'll make anybody stand and search his soul for a few minutes.
Sure.
Wow.
It's heavy, isn't it? And they're just like telling us how it went.
No liberties, no nothing. You couldn't get out of the camp.
They had guards around the marshalling area, so nobody could leave.
Very different atmosphere now to when they first left.
We did not know which day.
That's even scarier.
Oh my god. You just know nothing, you're just waiting.
Tanks and trucks and fields and fields and fields of them. I had no idea that there was that much hardware.
Oh, and the more you're seeing, then the more you're really seeing what you're walking into.
You know, we got the orders to get on the planes. This is it.
Everything you've trained for. And they're still like excited, smiling.
Probably a bit of hype at that time, like a bit of, you know, proud, damn, we're going to represent. But then once you see what comes, you're like, oh, shit.
All the plans and preparations.
Yeah, you expect everything's going to go well.
The invasion, so we were confident and calm.
Damn. I would not be calm.
We carried everything that we thought we could carry in the line of personal items, plus the necessary things we were assigned to carry, and we were loaded.
Oof. I'm nervous because obviously we know what comes next, and the optimism is not long-lived. D-Day.
At the time, I had no feelings whatsoever. Like I said, my feelings was for my brother who was killed.
Yeah, wow.
When I jumped on D-Day, I swore I was going to kill every damn German I came across. And that's why I think they nicknamed me Wild Bill, because I did what I killed D-Day.
Yeah, man. Isn't that crazy? Because he's an old man and his brother died a child.
I know.
At the door of the plane with my head out in the slipstream looking down, and I saw the thousands of craft, ships.
Imagine seeing that from up there.
And I think that's when I first realized how large the invasion was, tremendously.
The fact that they didn't even really give them this like concept of how big it's going to be is crazy.
And that's when the fireworks started.
Yeah.
Is this real footage?
I guess so.
It was like a July the 4th celebration 10 times over.
Yeah, just like that.
There was a certain relief, I think, when the green light came on and everybody said, let's go.
Man, I jumped up on a run and hit the static line with the hook and out the door, you know, and
in that chaos.
I can't imagine it, man.
It's supposed to weigh 10, 15 pounds. By the time you get done, it's 40 or 50 or 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Everyone that jumped with a leg bag or supplies, they lost it.
Far out. What a waste.
I was one of them. It tore right off because we jumped at speeds of 150 miles an hour, maybe even higher, I don't know.
And lower than we should have been. But that wasn't bad either because you got to the ground quicker.
Yeah, less chance of getting blown up in midair.
See, if my parachute was open, you could see tracer bullets burning holes through the parachute.
Oh my God.
Only I was gone out and my leg was in. And I was hanging upside down.
Holy shit.
And all this happened in just a split second. And Paul rolled me out, Paul Rogers rolled me out.
Oh my God, thank God for Paul.
Yeah, you just got to think quick.
Kind of spraying around in the air. The whoever the machine
shit.
gunner was down there that was concentrating on me, apparently was not a very good shot.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, I know.
Even in front of you, back of you, you don't know which way to go.
Oh, imagine that, just seeing all the bullets flying at you.
You don't have that much control up there.
I hit the ground in a kind of a field, and we were way, got looking at my map, and we wasn't anywhere close to where we were supposed to be. We didn't know where we were.
Oh my God, all that planning out the window.
I know.
We had to make our way back. We knew that the beach was to the east of where we were, so we headed that way to get down to the beach.
You can't read a map back then, Sobel. You're fucked.
Whereas on the beach, those people coming in on those boats, those
Yeah.
gunners had those big guns aimed right at them, you know, and just waiting.
Shit. And that's what we saw in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, that was crazy.
These guns were pointed and firing right down on the beach. And the people out of the landing craft were trying to come onto the beach and they were firing right down on them.
I feel like it'd be too eerie to even like enjoy that beach these days, you know?
We worked our way down through the farm area to a hedgerow, and Lieutenant Winters had us set up a firing position.
12 people, man.
Went up to scout it for myself, crawled out along this hedgerow to get a little closer to look it over, and I felt I could see a trench.
Yeah, remember we saw that? That was the first major battle that they
Winters
done.
was an exceptional leader, and he was able to size up all through the war.
Yeah, he was very good at that.
I look up and I peek through the bushes and I see a couple of Germans over here about 30, 50 yards away, stoking this gun and firing it.
And that's coming for ya, you know?
Yeah.
And I pulled a pin on it and I threw it as high and as far as I could throw it in their general direction. And they had enough hang time on it that about the time it got to them, it went off in the air, and I got one of them.
Then I jumped
Wow.
out
Oh,
with a couple
wow.
of the guys, and we charged so that we all jumped into the first position.
Without hesitation as well.
And that thing fell right down in that trench with me.
God damn.
Scuttled my way out of the way of it and went off. And I felt like it blowed my butt over my head.
Oh my God.
Does he holler help? No. He hollers, "I'm sorry, Lieutenant.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry. I goofed."
Yeah. Wow. We saw that in the series.
It's beautiful when you think of a guy who is that dedicated to his company.
Oh no,
to his
shit.
business.
Yeah. That is
He
the comrade you want, man.
apologizes
God
for
damn.
getting hit.
Oh no!
Each one of them proved himself that he could do the job.
It is wild putting what we've seen in this series now to the real
I
accounts
know.
and bridging the two. It's like we've been there and now
If I'd done
but
a
they really
little
were
bit better
there.
job, there would have been a couple more men going home.
Aww.
You'd always have that bit of regret, wouldn't you?
That's
damn.
wild.
So you're already pretty much halved. Wow.
I never thought I'd get through D-Day, let alone the next phase or the next phase.
I know. Seeing all that, I don't know why you'd even think that you could.
As the parachute, we got that done in Edinburgh, Scotland, 1944. Me and Johnny Martin. Drunk as a skunk.
That's before the war ended.
We didn't figure we had a chance to come home.
Damn.
Yeah, but we thought, well, hell, the war's just starting, and Christ, we're 50% not gone now, so it's a long haul.
Yeah. You think,
Just-
what have I got to lose?
Connecting with that emotion is...
I take you from laughing to like tearing up in just
Oh.
seconds.
And I think maybe they were trying to impress the older guys, maybe people like me or Shifty.
Yeah.
That sucks, man. The young kids first to go.
It just tore me up. And I don't know why, but they were the first ones killed.
Just feels unfair sometimes.
Plowed field, and I slipped right over it, and I believe I almost landed standing up, soft. A great jump.
Dream jump.
Yeah, compared to D-Day, very different.
And just as we got to it, I was maybe 150 yards away. It blew up in our faces.
Imagine that, man. Mission done. Like, what are you going to do about it?
But once we got in, the Dutch, it was just marvelous. Their reaction.
Yeah, they loved it.
They loved Americans and still do. For coming in there and pushing the Germans out.
Yeah, that's when they had the parade.
Yeah.
They couldn't restrain how happy they were to see you.
And it was hard to even get down the streets because the people were out there swarming all over us trying
Imagine like feeling that embrace. It's so special.
And they hugged you and kissed you, and we didn't mind. Naturally, we was young.
Living a dream.
to the point where it was dangerous for us trying to clean out the town because snipers did some damage in a situation like that.
True.
Oh, so there were still snipers remaining.
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard something coming down. I knew what it was, a mortar shell, and I threw my arm up like that and went down. It lit within 3 feet of me or 4.
Wow, man. So close.
That natural instinct saved his life.
I took my rifle and put my helmet on it and put it over. Even with the road on a dike, and no action, so I brought it back down, put the helmet on.
That's actually quite smart.
Very smart, yeah.
And he threw it at me. I ducked down, it hit my helmet and bounced off. So when that thing bounced off my helmet, I hollered out.
Oh, man.
That's that grenade that hit my rifle and is laying right in front of me, in my face practically.
Oh,
I know I'd
anxiety.
have either had my head blown off or I would have definitely been blind. There's no question about that, not any question.
So comms is so important. Just, you need to say straight away.
And it exploded, and then it caught me in the face, neck, left arm, under the arm, in the shoulder blade.
Damn, he's looking pretty good given all that.
They were hitting some of the crowds because I could hear screaming, hollering, crying,
Yeah, giving them some.
I think I threw the 8 grenades
break.
in about 4 seconds. And then I took off, running.
Damn, it's like pure fight or flight instinct.
I said, Joe, what's my? He said, I'm hit all over. He said, I'm bad. I said, okay. I said, I'm going to go see Jim. He said, as bad as he was hurting, Joe Toy, he said, Efren, I already checked him. He's gone.
And man was a trooper. There is pride. Like when you hear the names that you saw closely in the series too, it's like, oh, my boy, you know.
If he hadn't have said to me, Efren, you stay here with your gun. I'm going up.
Damn, survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
And I never, I sleep on it, I eat on it, I never forgot that.
Thing is, both of you might have been dead too, you know?
It's just so bad all your life. You gotta remember what one guy did because he thought it was his job to do, and he took a shot for you.
Yeah, wow.
The thing is, they would do the same,
I
you
know,
know?
I
So
know. It's not fair, but I see how you carry the guilt. Wow, largest in the history.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that big. Because, you know, in the show, we're obviously focusing on the men that we know.
Sure looks different now. There ain't no snow.
Yeah.
These trees might have been replanted. Look how
I
straight
think if
they are.
the trees look
Yeah,
like
wow.
they
How
did
surreal would it be being back?
44 or 45,
Wild.
we could get a better idea.
Down his leg.
I know. No, crazy.
Yeah, we had an outpost set up looking right into the town of Foy, and they had to watch everything going on because we'd come in here and go to sleep. We had our foxholes right over here.
Wow, they did a good job recreating this in the series. Goddamn.
Most intense I ever went through right here. Shelling. Most intense in the world.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. You had to be here.
This is where he lost his leg, isn't it?
Yeah.
We lost Muck and Pentella over on this side. They were killed instantly. Direct hit.
Oh, we saw that. Went into the foxhole. I love how they remember everyone's names.
Tell you, it's an odd feeling.
To me, it brings a lot of memories. The memories of
It
the
would.
men, the times, good and bad. A lot of memories.
I'm amazed that they were able to go back. Man.
I know. Oh, just seeing him like that, knowing what he went through here is a lot.
We were short of equipment. We didn't have enough ammunition.
That's
we didn't have
stress.
enough warm clothes. But we had confidence.
Yeah.
Higher military authorities would get to us whatever we needed. That when we got
That
up
trust
there,
and leadership
I
you
know.
needed.
what we were getting into, there was very little information. Only that the Germans had broken through.
Yeah, so you know that they're going to be there no matter what.
As it worked out, there's some men actually got on the trucks and left for Bastogne and didn't have a rifle.
I'd be so nervous the whole way there.
Because they were short on supplies?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't you remember?
They were beat to enough, and every one of them were telling us, you know, they're going to kill everybody. They're running over everybody.
Last thing you want to hear when you're moving in.
We went out of town, we started taking up their weapons and their ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
Asking the guys that's retreating, you got any extra ammunition or a hand grenade you don't want? Get it. Oh, yeah. You could hear the firing going on up ahead, and we're marching towards it with hardly any ammunition.
I know.
That's insane.
Oh.
Bad move.
Mm.
A lot of snow. A lot of everything you didn't like. Ooh, cold place.
That's like the distinct memory. It was freezing.
We were dug in on that ridge. Germans knew right where we were, and they really gave us a shellacking.
Shit, man. That's firing at you.
I know.
And the ground is frozen, it takes quite a while. You just chip it out. And by the time you get it done, they whistle for you to, we're moving out. And you
Oh
go
my
someplace
God.
else and dig another one.
Oh, man.
Germans were about maybe 100 yards away from us.
No matter where you looked around the circle, you could see artillery flashes.
Your adrenaline would be through the roof the entire time.
Courage,
We
man.
went through a couple of shellings at Bastogne that were earth-shaking. If you lived through them, you remember them for the rest of your life.
Earth shaking.
One of the guys got hit in the arm with a piece of shrapnel, took his arm off above the elbow. And they were taking him out. He said, "Get my wristwatch off of my arm."
Yeah. Do you remember that?
They knew where we were, and they started shooting point blank 88s into our area.
And this is like completely chaotic right now.
Hadn't finished. So I was crouched down in that foxhole, but it wouldn't hold all of me. So
Oh my God.
Sergeant Garnier lost a leg, and Joe Toy lost a leg in the same place right there on one hill.
I know that.
Yeah, that was one of the roughest scenes we saw.
He came up out of his hole quickly, and we were still under heavy fire.
That's an understatement.
fire, man.
Heavy
Yes.
fire.
Christ, what do I have to do to die?
Oh. That's what Joe said, damn.
I went out to see what I could do for him. Bongo, I got it too.
Yeah, damn.
I went over to Garnier. He was sitting on the ground. His leg was badly mangled.
I
He
said
was holding
mangled
his
like we
leg
do.
and
Yeah.
like that.
Oh.
God, imagine seeing it. What the hell?
Oh. You
He
can't
said,
get that
"Look,
image out.
they got old Garner this time.
He literally said that in the series. That's
He'd been hit
perfect.
before, but they really got him there.
I'm sure they consulted them with every line they said, you know.
They brought a Jeep down, and we put them on stretchers, and I better not talk about them. Better not talk about it. They're terrible.
Yeah, wow, he's reliving that.
Yeah. Because the more you talk, the more the memory just sticks.
When a man was wounded, we felt glad for them. We felt happy for them. He had a ticket to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, to leave the hell.
And when we had a man who was killed, we found that he was at peace. And he looked
Good
so
way to
peaceful.
cope with it.
While those who were still living still had hell in front of them.
And to this day, he says, I haven't got one scratch. He says, I'm afraid when I do get it, I'm really going to get it. And
Yeah.
he was right. In this little town of Foy, he got killed.
All that, you know.
But I never did wonder. Never give it much thought. You just live from day to day.
Too much thinking, like too far into
Keep
the
your fingers
future.
crossed, and that was it.
Wow.
You see the guilt, like the survivor's
Also just
guilt.
how little
you know?
hope you had in the moment. You just trying to.
You'd hope that
survive.
you get those scratches, you know, because once you got it, you really got it.
It's the retreat that Hitler had for himself. And he built his eagle's nest.
Yeah, that's right.
And of course, this is where they had their loot as well. This was the goal of the French who were on our right flank. This was the goal of the British.
Yeah, everyone wanted that glory for themselves.
Hitler's Berchtesgaden retreat, burned by SS troops in the war's last days. The chalet from which he hoped to rule the world
They
now
burnt
lies
it.
in ruin.
Did we see that?
No.
The only thing I seen at Berchtesgaden was a couple dead black uniform SS troopers laying on the road as we were going up.
That's like ideal for them after everything they've been through.
We took over his house and liberated it, you might say.
Yeah.
Rembrandt and all those people, you know, and hanging on the wall, you know, of course, the old soldiers like us, we don't recognize a painting when we see it.
The 101st Airborne Division uncovers Hermann Goering's personal art collection, hidden in a subterranean chamber. 1,200 artworks worth untold millions are included.
They're like, damn, we should have taken it.
Had 7 truckloads of champagne and cognac out of the wine cellars out of the Eagle's Nest.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're getting
So we
blind.
stayed
Oh,
pretty
big
well
old
oiled.
party.
Oh, that champagne was good.
I started drinking it one day, and I drank it till about midnight that night. I went to the barracks, went to sleep. I didn't wake up the next day. I made a 2-day thing out of it.
Oh, no way.
They have a big, happy, satisfied grin on their face. It was a paradise for a soldier to move into.
Yeah. Like everything's pretty much over.
And I had seen the Holocaust. And I had seen what the Germans had done.
Yeah.
God damn.
I'd seen what they had done to the displaced persons.
Must be real footage, man.
And what they had done to their occupation in Holland, Belgium.
Yeah, all the atrocities they left behind.
So that by taking over their homes for a few nights to bed down my men, and if they picked up a few trinkets, I had no problem.
Which is fair. I get it.
Nobody has ever taken the time to tell you how to handle a surrender.
You sort of don't expect that.
We'll talk about that when we get there.
If you get there.
Well-disciplined army. And those prisoners that come down out of the Alps, they came down in formation. They marched down. They didn't drag down, or nothing like that.
Yeah, still with their pride intact.
As the war went along, we found out also that it wasn't the Germans per se. It was the SS and the special troops. They were
that distinction.
ones that could kill their own people. And
They probably realised a lot of the troops probably just ordinary people as well.
Yeah.
We might have liked to fish, he might have liked to hunt.
We
You never know,
explored that, didn't we?
Of course, they were doing what they were supposed to do, and I was trying to do what I was supposed to do. But under different circumstances, we might have been good friends.
That'd be a daunting thought.
Yeah.
Starts to make you question everything.
It's a sad reality.
But they're still enemy. So they must be controlled as prisoners.
But they still have that respect for them?
He presented me this pistol and offered his personal surrender.
Oh, yeah, we saw that as well, yeah.
Which naturally I accepted.
Wait, in the show, didn't he say he could keep it?
Yeah, I think he did.
Interesting.
I realized this pistol had never been fired.
Oh,
There
wow.
was no blood on it. That's the way all wars should end. With an agreement with no blood on it.
I like that.
This
Some nice
pistol
little
has
end to it.
never been fired since I've had it. And it will not be fired.
I like that.
Wow, just like that.
I know.
Easy Company no longer existed. God damn.
We didn't come home and flout ourselves. I didn't come home and, I was a war hero or anything. I just come home and went back to like we did before we went.
How do you do
I
that?
know.
I think it was difficult for most fellas coming back. They didn't know what they were going to do when they got out. I had no idea.
Yeah. You're not really planning for that, are you?
The spring of '46, I took a boat to Ketchikan, Alaska.
I went to work for the government, a letter carrier for 37 years.
I built
Wow.
homes. I went to construction.
Rest of just all different career pathways and different lives they lived.
I'd done everything. You name it, I'd done it.
I believe ya.
Got a job working for Nixon Nitration Works.
Oh,
I was making
yeah.
$75 a week.
So that actually
We've never
happened.
become wealthy in life, but we have a lot of other wealth that means more than that, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone done well. I done well too. Thank God.
The way he speaks,
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
I just
Gunny is
love
iconic.
it.
They nailed his character in the show.
Thank you all for coming. And I want to extend the best wishes to all the men from Company E506. I love you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Oh man, what a catch up that would be.
We relive some of the Army experiences, but we have great respect and you might say affection for each other.
I don't know how you couldn't.
There's an intimacy develops, and like nothing that I've
Love
ever
it, man. I love
experienced,
that bond.
Not in college, not in with any other group.
Oh,
of
for sure.
We're a strange bunch of.
When I get to these guys, I'm back when I went to service.
That's so sweet.
Fantastic. I'd like to make 20 more reunions.
Yeah, that'd be the highlight of the year, wouldn't it?
My family didn't know anything about it. And I just didn't tell them. I just,
Oh,
figured
wow.
it's something that didn't need talking about. It was done, over with.
Yeah, I get that. Trying to move past it.
It was like that was another life, as he was another person. And
I mean, you'd have to
aware
be.
that, the stuff he went through, things he'd seen. I didn't even, it didn't even dawn on me that he'd killed people.
Yeah, wow, you're just so disconnected from it.
we travel a lot, and we've been to France and to that cemetery. It's just incredible. There's crosses upon crosses upon crosses, and just lined up perfectly as far as the eye can see. And then there's a cliff, you know, and then the ocean.
These weren't just anonymous statistics. These were people that I knew, and I told my daughter, I said, this guy here died at age 19 or 20.
Like, you know them, yeah.
When I went there, I said, Dad, oh my gosh, Dad, you were so lucky. And he looked at me and he said, yeah, I'm very lucky, and he started crying.
They're breaking me at this point.
And there they went, day after day, and I admire that. It held my father even on his tombstone as Sergeant.
Yeah.
So Toy didn't make the reunion, but this one.
506 PIR, 101st Airborne Division. That's what he wanted on his tombstone.
That's who he was till the end. Damn.
Think about your God more than anything else. Think about most of them every day. Something is etched in your memory, I guess.
Compared to the rest of their life, it's such a short amount of time, but...
Am I a little proud of having once served in that outfit? You bet your life. I wore that eagle on my right shoulder for 18 years.
Oh, wow.
You would.
The heroes have crosses over their heads, the ones that are buried in the cemeteries. Those are the true heroes, not us. We're just part of the work, that's all.
That's humility unmatched.
I know.
How would you like to be a mother or a father whose son never come back? The
That would
son
be
and
hard.
the mother and father are the heroes of the Second World War. How's the guys that come home?
Yeah, look, the way they all feel like that way is insane.
I don't believe there's very, very, very few heroes that came back from the war. They're still over there.
Oh, man. Just like this unanimous feeling that they have.
Do you remember the letter that Mike Raney wrote me? Do you remember how he ended it? I cherish the memories of a question my grandson asked me the other day.
Oh, this one ripped us last time.
Were you a hero in the war? Grandpa said no. But I served in a company of heroes.
Like, I know what's coming, but it still, like, rips me.
Such a good line, yeah. Oh, wow. So all the names and the credits of the people who killed in action.
That first one as well. June 7. It's crazy, just like they were saying, those crosses, it's not a statistic. Like, these names were real people with, like, real lives.
That's why it's just wild seeing the different dates. Some of the ones in 1945, I'm like, damn, you're so close to the war being over, yet, you know, not close enough.
And we used to have a few beers at night, and I'd sing, and Garnier would try to come over and sing.
Try.
Of course he does.
Garnier, you're Italian. You don't know this song. Garnier could sing it better than he did. Bridget O'Flynn.
How's it go?
Oh. Bridget O'Flynn, Bridget O'Flynn, where have you been?
Not a bad voice,
Yeah,
to
I
be
know.
fair.
I love how he gets into it.
You went to see the big parade, me I. Sure, the big parade it never took so long in passing by. Look at your shoes.
He's like, I don't remember it. Then he
Dude,
starts like,
and man's full into it.
yeah.
I'll rate it.
I'm telling you, Bridget, just what to do.
Oh, dude, I gotta hear Garnier's rendition
Stay
now.
away from the water, Bridget.
Woo! That was good.
Hey, man. Respect it.
I'm gonna be honest. I came into this thinking, okay, I've gotten all my like crying out in the last episode. I'll be fine. It's just like everyone recounting, their memories and whatever. I'm gone.
Yeah.
My face is so wet right now.
Yeah, nah. I had my reservations about coming into this. I wasn't sure how much I would enjoy it and how much I'd be able to react to it. But some people in the comments were calling this the 11th episode of Band of Brothers, and I think I think this is a mandatory watch.
Yeah.
And once again, I'll give credits to the community, those of you who were pushing me to watch this, and I was sort of like unsure about it. Well, me, because I was in the Discord, people were recommending it, and I was sort of like, not sure if it's really worth it. Might do a private watch, this, that, and all right. You were correct. It was bloody good. It was bloody good.
You guys aren't saying anything new, just like me sobbing.
Yeah.
Sobbing and then laughing.
Yeah. Nah, but it was powerful, man, and it was interesting because on the one hand we'd seen everything. We'd seen it played out in the series, but
and you get snippets of those interviews. Like I remember it like snippets.
Yes. That's where there were certain parts that we remembered, but expanding on those interviews, and then I just feel like this really bridged the gap between you're watching a series and it's based on history, but you know, I don't know, there's an element of watching the events that didn't actually happen, and you still get emotional, but you sort of separate that, and then you watch, but you hear it firsthand from the people that lived it and actually talk about exactly what, and you're like, oh wow, like I saw that in the series, I knew it happened, but hearing you say it and feeling your emotion and your passion and your thoughts, it's eliminating any doubt, any sense of separation between the two events. Like, no, that is what happened,
And it just seeing them recall everything, and their shaky voices, and they start to get emotional after all these years, and seeing that reunion was just so beautiful. I love that they did that, because there is no other connection like that in the world. Like, there will never be, especially for them, and there's nothing that will top that. So to lose contact with that group would be so unfortunate. And just like they were saying in the interviews toward the end, I don't remember who said it, but that, those crosses, they're not a statistic, they're real people. Unfortunately, like when I learnt about it for like a few weeks at school, not in this much detail at all, like these people that you hear about, these men that you hear about are statistics, unfortunately. And I feel like this show and these interviews bring those people back to life.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised.
Like their living memory.
I don't know about everyone else's school, but I know for ours in Australia, I'm surprised we didn't watch more of these kind of documentaries and series, because I feel like that really, it adds so much. It shows you the story, the emotion, the sacrifice. Like you can't deny it. Whereas when you're reading a textbook, especially if you're like 14, 15, you're kind of bored. You don't really want to be in class anyway, at least if you're like me. So, you don't get that full spectrum of emotion. But if you get to experience something like this, I mean, it just really changes the game.
I would have aced my exams. Like, I have trouble like remembering numbers and dates. Like, it's just not my thing. I can't. I really, really struggle. So in an exam, like, or test or whatever, I'm like, fuck, like, I know it, but, like, I don't remember. If I had watched this, oh my God, because you feel it, you live it, you experience it, you're not forgetting nothing.
Yeah. Yep. And I love the way they talk about their brother bond, and, the title Band of Brothers is very fitting, because I am someone who very much cherishes that. And, the few mates that I have that, where we've been through a lot together, I just know how powerful that bond is, that you would do almost anything for each other. And then you think, damn, that then pales in comparison to, when you think you might not wake up to the next day and all you've got is the man on your left and your right, that means everything to you. Like, you've seen things and experienced things that no one else in the rest of your life will be able to relate to you with. And that bond, I just can't imagine how precious and special and deep that would be.
But not only that, they trust them with so much like certainty, that it's just crazy. Like, that someone is always going to have your back, and unfortunately that then comes with survivor's guilt and shit, I wish I did this and I protected this person. But at the same time, to have that trust that someone's there always to protect you, to look out for you, to especially in a scenario like that. Like, it's different when you're like, oh yeah, like you, for example, right? Like, I know that you'll do anything for me, but then you put yourself in a situation where, you know, you're just as scared, you're just as terrified, you're just like, it's a lot.
Yeah, nah, sometimes you just can't be experienced. And I
No.
mean, you guys will know, if you go through some hard times with someone, it does usually, and you come out the other end, it strengthens your bond.
Yeah.
I mean, what harder times than what these guys have done? Like, that is absolutely wild. I need you guys to let me know if that footage, I feel like it would make sense, some of it. But then obviously there were later parts with like Hitler and the SS, and I'm like, okay, either they managed to get footage from Germany, if they had rights to footage, or they like just got actors for certain parts. I don't know. I don't want to assume, but it does look like older footage, and
It does.
that would, I mean, yeah, that would be next level. If that was actual footage too, it makes it even that much more surreal, which I was sort of letting myself believe that it was, regardless, while watching, because I was looking at each man walking. I'm like, dude, every faceless and nameless person in that video is a man, many of which who never returned, but they're going to do this absolutely like incredible act.
Especially like seeing, you know, the other end of Bastogne, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Like, we obviously saw like the Americans in their foxholes and things like that, and you'd see all the, I don't know, all the bullets and whatever it was.
It's all the snow, you know, but
Yeah, but then now, like in this video, you see the other end of it, like them taking the shots.
oh, it's wildly different. And when they're talking about it, I'm like, damn, you
Yeah.
are like real people, and you were there. You were
Yeah.
surrounded entirely. I don't think I fully comprehended just how surrounded they really were until this documentary where they really
Yeah.
described it. And he said, well, you know, as far as you could look, you would just see like artillery fire, and it's sort of like, wow. And then you're digging into foxholes, ones that are half dug, and you're just sort of almost like a rat trapped in a cage, and you're just trying to survive. Wild, you know. And then you're seeing you're seeing Garnier there with one leg.
I was
Not
about to
like
say.
I'm amazed he didn't break down more, or maybe they didn't show it. But you go into the place where your leg was blown off. Like, imagine they did well. They did well to go back there. But how surreal would it be? Like, this very spot. Like, I was almost imagining like if there was a time travel movie, and like because you said about Normandy Beach as well. And I don't know exactly what it's like nowadays, but it could just be a normal beach, right? I'm sure it's, you know, probably tainted somewhat because of what happened there, but it's just a beach as far as Earth is concerned. And yet, if you were standing on that very spot and you could like turn back the clock and go back, you know, 60, 70, whatever years,
the water was red.
You'd be like, holy shit, like this is just a beach. But one day there were just bodies and blood and anyway, it's just wild that what some of the history behind some places that if you didn't know, you just go there, you think this is a nice forest, you know, wow, look at the big trees, you know, you don't know what transpired here.
But for someone else, that is the place they lost their brothers, their limbs, their yeah.
And they did a really good job with the casting. I must say, the more we hear everyone talk, especially, you know, there are some iconics, but I definitely feel like Winters and Garnier and even when they talk about some of the other people too, some of the people that were in the interview, maybe they've passed on or whatever, when they talk about them, I'm like, yeah, like either lines that we're like, wow, they nailed that line, or just that sounds like him. You know, Garnier's especially when he's making some jokes or just like the way he describes things, I'm like, I feel like I know him already. I'm like, dude, that's our boy.
It's like he's still such a larger than life personality character. Like he just, I mean, all of them to have gone through what you went through, like horrific circumstances, horrific like environments and experiences, and to still like have that positive outlook in life, move forward, you know, have your job, and I don't know, like it's just really special to see, and it's kind of motivating as well. Like, you know, you go through a shit time at home or whatever it is, even me like struggling with my pain with my car accident and whatnot, you watch this and you see how much they've moved forward and they still have this like positive outlook, and they've got their pain, but they actually lived their lives, and I think that's quite special.
Yeah, no, 100%. Honestly, it's one that needs a rewatch, but also one that I just feel has, you know, there are some shows you watch and you're like, I enjoyed this, it was good, I'm ready to move on. Like, I don't need to go back here or anytime soon. And then there are some that's like, dude, this holds a place in my heart now. That I need to go back and visit, or like it'll forever have a place in your heart. And I feel like the way this story was told, it does make me really excited for the Pacific as well, because I have heard so much just great praise about that, and Band of Brothers set the bar so high that if it's anything like that, then it'll be another incredible watch, albeit an emotional one as well.
I feel like we came into this not knowing a lot, and I feel like we've learnt so much through this, and it's just been such an emotional experience for us.
I didn't even heard of Easy Company, to be honest.
No.
But, and I'm sure there's a lot of, I don't know if that gets taught in every history, at least not in Australia, but now, dude, you feel so bonded with them, don't you? And knowing that Easy Company was but one company, the reality is they could have made 10,000 documentaries like this. Every company had its own story, probably just as heroic, just as meaningful. So, this just gives you a glimpse into just the greater, and that's just, that's just obviously looking at the US troops, but I mean, I'm sure there were troops to every nation, and even you could even make one, might be controversial to say, but I'm sure you could make ones about some German soldiers, the everyday ones, like they said in this documentary. There were the extreme, like the SS troops, and the ones that were truly brutal. But then a lot of them were probably
like your neighbor,
fathers and sons and uncles who were everyday citizens in Germany, and you have your duty, and you're like, well, I've got to look after my nation. You don't really know what's going on, all the ins and outs. You've got to serve, and that's it. You just got to serve. And had they been different times, they would have been people that you would have gone fishing with or hunting with, So even those people, I'm sure, have good stories, which I love that we sort of, when we got that speech at the end of Band of Brothers, and you saw even the people, the men of Easy Company, sort of smiling in respect. It was like, damn, you people in front of us are just men like us, trying to do your duty on the other side of the coin. Had you been born in America, you'd be doing what we were doing. You were just born here. The war, we were the pawns of something bigger, but we don't actually have beef with each other.
Yeah, for sure. And it just killed me, how I was saying before about that positive outlook and the way they live their lives. They are saying they're not heroes. Everyone that...
Yeah, that's insane. That's... Oof.
That's a lot, man. To even...
Well, it's very telling of the mindset of the time. I just think it's incredible how...
I feel like now everyone wants their accolades and whatever. They're just I want to wear this badge. It means that my brothers are beside me, that I'm proud of this, and
I feel like it's different when you're caught up in glamour and social media and whatever.
Yeah.
It's just it's a very much a pseudo reality. When you go to the battlefield, I've got no doubt when you see what these men have seen, that changes you, and you all of a sudden, I mean, we know, we don't know, but we'll just go out to the country for a week or two, and then we'll come back and be like, damn, a lot of the rubbish that we're doing in the city and the way we keep ourselves busy and whatever is just so redundant. We're sort of disconnected from that. We're dude, the country, the simplicity of it all, it's realigning and it refocuses you with, a more real baseline, let alone what these men have seen.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like, dude, when I've seen my brothers in arms die and what we've gone through, I don't care about no medal. It's not about that. It's I can't deny what I've seen, So I understand what they're saying, but it's crazy for us. Dude, what you guys went through is insane compared to the average civilian, and yet you're there going, yeah, but those men that actually never came back with even greater sacrifice, and you can understand that, but it's man, does not take away from what you guys did either. It's crazy.
I know.
It makes me think of the line at the end of Saving Private Ryan. It says, "Earn this."
Yeah.
And I feel like these men are sort of living that, like they feel like hopefully we should be feeling, really everyone should be feeling, but it's hopefully we earned the lives that we were able to take home that not everyone was able to,
Yeah.
Wild, emotional.
We have to watch this at least once every couple of years. I think it's just a must watch.
Well, there were some people that were saying in the comments that they watch it every year. Some people actually watch it around Christmas time, I think, because of the setting of the Christmas crossover.
I mean, I don't know if I can handle it every year.
It's a bit, it's a bit sad. I'm not saying for us too. I'm just saying.
No.
People do that, and whilst maybe a bit sad around Christmas time, it's probably also realigning. But I was just saying that very idea, a lot of people do it, and they sort of have that connection. Especially some people who had fathers or grandfathers who served, probably hits different as well, because you get a glimpse into, I can't remember who was saying at the end there, but he never talked to his family about the war till the last sort of 5 years or so. And I understand why you wouldn't. And I'm sure for many people, maybe you had grandfathers or fathers who didn't open up because it just wasn't worth it. And it's well, now I get to finally know what they went through this.
Yeah. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed our reaction to this. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments down below what you thought of these interviews.
And if you want early access to our reactions or you want to watch our uncut reactions, we'll leave a link to our Patreon down below. And remember to stay tuned because we have the Pacific coming next and we are both very excited for that adventure to begin.
I'm nervous.
Take care of yourselves and we'll see you in one of our next reactions.
See you guys.